What's good, YouTube? It's Arion, and today, you don't know what today is? How you supposed to rock with me? You don't know what today is, man. To y'all, today the boy birthday, man. Today is the boy birthday. I finally turned 17. I feel so old. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel old. I look old. I got my little stuff lined up. Y'all feel me? Feeling grown, but so yeah, y'all. If you're watching this, y'all can comment, tell me happy birthday or whatever. You know, show a little love. It's the boy birthday. Actually, when you see this, it's not gonna be my birthday. It's gonna be a day after my birthday, but you can still comment it. So yeah, just show me some love. Y'all already know I'm a heart y'all stuff, all that. So I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna just tell y'all exactly how this came about and how I ended up doing it. As you can see from the title, this is a story time about how I lost my virginity. And I made a post on my Instagram and was like, well, what kind of video should I do or whatever? Everybody like, do story times, do reactions, do story time. So I'm like, what can I do a story time about? Because I don't really do nothing no more. So all of them was telling me do a story time on how I lost my virginity. And I'm like, okay, that would be a decent one. I made a post about it, and it ended up with like 200 votes saying that yes, I should do the story time. So if y'all want the story time, I'm gonna give y'all the story time, you know. But I'm done talking. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on post notification. Whatever that word is, fam. Post notifications. Turn it on to never miss an upload. It's like right next to that subscribe button. You gotta subscribe to turn on post notifications though. So yeah, and leave a like, dislike, whatever. Share the video, and let's get into the story. Okay, y'all. So look, this is how it all happened. Y'all know Robert from my last video. Well, actually not my last video, but when we was rating outfits, me, Robert, and T-Rich. Robert is the one with the dreads in the driver's seat. Oh, and yeah, y'all go tap in on my last video, get that video to 1,000 too. Y'all wasn't fucking with that video for real. But, so yeah, Robert, me and Robert go back. We go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac, but nah. But yeah, I've been messing with Robert for a couple years though, so. We in school or whatever, it's a new little chick in school. She walk in or whatever. Robert was like this is like after a couple days, she walk in. Robert, he like, man, I heard she a freak or whatever. She be on that. And back then, I used to be the lame friend who used to think it was cool to try to lie about his body count and everything. Like if you ask me back then, I had like 30 bodies. I was nailing to the cross. Oh God, I was telling everybody that. Like everybody thought I was really like that, but I was a virgin the whole time. I was saying all that stuff. Like I've been lying about losing my virginity, about me hitting so many females since like the 4th grade. Everybody thought I've been like that. But so when he said it, I'm like, man, that'll be easy. That's easy knockdown or whatever, right? He like, make a bet. So this was the chattiest bet because we really thought it was cool to like get them kind of pictures from females back then. And then people used to, like, it used to be group chats for them kind of pictures and everything. I never was the kind of dude to send the stuff in a group chat. I used to be in a group chat just looking like, oh, I got them too. But so yeah, we made a bet. We like see who could get the pictures first or whatever, right? I got the pictures first. It took a couple days, me talking to her, because I know how to sweet talk you. I ain't gonna lie, I can sweet talk you. But it took me a couple days or whatever. And me and Robert, the mouth was like, the bet was really like word of mouth. So I'm like, if I got the pictures, I got the pictures. Like, or he got the pictures, then he got the pictures. We wasn't really showing each other. We just gonna be like, we got them. Because we not gonna cap about nothing like that. So I got the pictures first or whatever. Robert tried to change the bet. He really tried to change the bet. He gonna say, oh no, he like, bet again or whatever. I'm like, I need my money from the first bet. So he like, bet again. He like, I bet you can't hit first. Okay, so when he said that, I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, do you know who I am? That's not down. That's light work. That's what I'm telling him. So the bet was on, and I start going try hard. So I'm texting her. I'm sweet talking her. You know, I know how to sweet talk a female. I can sweet talk you out the panties. No, I'm just playing. But I'm texting her and stuff. We was talking about Lincoln and all that or whatever. But it was like we was real childish back then. So you know, when you had to have a lucky day to like sneaky link with somebody, like your parents gotta be gone, they parents gotta be gone, or doing something or something. It was like that. So it was like every blue moon we had that opportunity. So we finally linked. We at the park. It's me, her. One of my friends ended up at the park. I don't know how he ended up there, but he was there. And it was another girl at the park that went to our school. Like, we all was at the same school. So, yeah, one of them left. And when the one left, it was the one that, not the one that I was with, it was the other one. So when she left, he look at her like this. She like, y'all is not about to run me. He like, all right, you want to be like that, bet or whatever, right? So, and mind you, he knew what we was supposed to, he knew what we was finna do, because you can just tell when people on some sneaky stuff, like you can tell. So he already knew what we was doing. That's why he even was trying to do that. So so we walked a couple blocks down to get to my crib. I looked through the glass screen door at my house. I'm like, is that it? What? It's my drunk ass stepdad. Drunk ass. If y'all know me personally, y'all know I did not like my drunk ass stepdad. Like, he just used to stay drunk. So he was in the he in the kitchen. I'm like, I can't even bring her in there if he in the kitchen. He embarrassing. He gonna say some chatty shit, some lame shit or whatever. So I call the person we was just at the park with. Dude was just at the park with that I'm cool with. I call him. I'm like, hey, my stepdad here on some lame shit or whatever. I'm like, can I bring her to your crib or whatever? He like, can she hear me? I'm like, no. So he like, put me on speakerphone. So I put him on speakerphone. He was like, hey. She like, what? He like, can I fuck too? And then she was like, boy, no. He like, well, y'all ain't fucking at my crib. And hung up in my face. I'm like, damn. The first link was a fail. Wasn't a fail on my behalf. It's just that he had to be in the way. So I'm like, man, when I take her after she go home, whatever, it's gonna be a long time for we link again. Robert might fuck around and win. So I walked her home or whatever, walked back to the crib. We instantly start back talking about trying to link again, right? So it took a couple more weeks for us to finally link. We link at the park again. She telling me like, oh, well, it be getting this wet and I'll be, so in my head, because I'm a virgin, everybody wasn't knowing that I was a virgin, but I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, don't play around with that fucking wop. That TikTok really stuck in my head. I swear to God, that TikTok is so funny. I'm finna play it too.
This that wop, that that bought me like you crazy, goddamn, good, yeah. Don't play around with that fucking wop, man.
So, yeah, so it's really exciting me. I'm like, okay, I'm finna, mind you, I did have a condom. I did use a condom. I'm not no nasty nigga. I used the condom because we wasn't talking none of that. She knew we wasn't talking none of that. So if I ain't talking to you, getting rubber. You getting rubber down. So she in the crib or whatever. I was on the game for a little minute. You know how you gotta, when you sneaky link with somebody or something, you do like the first 10, 20 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes, trying to pretend like y'all chilling. Like, bro, we both know what we here for. We here to fuck. The fuck? What is we doing? So I was doing a little chatty thing. Like, everybody do that though. Like, you get on the game or y'all chill, watch Netflix or something for a little bit. But you know you here to fuck. We not supposed to be chilling. So I did that or whatever, to bypass time. Then I lay down or whatever. I'm like, oh, gotta find some kind of way to show Robert. So I end up taking a picture of her while she was there. Mind you, she wasn't naked on the picture yet. She just was there. I tell him, shoot him the message. I'm like, I'm finna crack. I'm about to beat. I'm like, she here. He like, oh, you got her at the crib or whatever. He like, oh, you about to win. I'm like, you might as well get my money ready because I'm finna win the bet. So he like, all right. So mind you, I really could have left it at that. And I could have won the bet like that though. But I was like, I'm finna actually go through with the bet. I didn't even know how to put a condom on. So I'm trying to put it on. I got it on or whatever. Mind you, the condom was a little too big and everything. It was a Magnum. It was just, man. So first couple strokes in, she all in the pillow, going crazy or whatever. I'm feeling good about myself though. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like I'm doing good for my first time. But I was a virgin and she was a virgin. I feel like I'm doing so great though. But I'm in it though. I'm like, yeah, see, this ain't like you was just gassing it up to be. I'm like, this is not it, fam. Like, did you leave something at the house? Like, cause this motherfucker ain't working. So I'm trying to, it ain't working. It's not busting. So when we finally got done, and she tried to give me some head too, but the head was a little teeth. It was a little teethy. It was a little teethy. I wasn't fucking with it, so we stopped. It was done there. I didn't go no rounds or nothing. Done. I didn't even. There was no point in having a condom. I didn't nut or nothing. Like, sad case. So I walk her home. I call Robert. I'm like, Robert, I did it. I'm like, hey, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I was a virgin the whole time, right? He was like, oh God. He was like, I thought you used to do that. Like, you used to be like that. I'm like, nah, bro, I was capping. I'm like, I just lost my virginity or whatever, right? So I tell him, I'm like, but look, on some real shit. I'm like, don't say nothing, but I'm like, that shit not like how y'all be gassing it up to be. I'm like, that shit was not that good. He like, what? He like, what you mean it's not that good? I'm thinking in my head, like, it was not that good, fam. And then he was like, you must be gay. I'm like, nah, I'm not gay. I like females. His brother come in the room. He go tell his brother, this nigga Ariana said this and that ain't good. He like, oh, that nigga gay. They both on the phone talking about I'm gay or whatever. I'm like, man, just have my money when we go to school. Mind you, when we go to school, I only told him because we wasn't supposed to be telling nobody because it was sneaky. So I only had told him. I come to school the next day. Everybody telling me. I walk into school I'm feeling dumb as hell. Like, as soon as I get through the metal detectors, I done came to my locker. Like, 2 people came up to me like, oh, I'm hipped on you. I'm like, what you hipped on me about? I'm like, I'm not even hipped on myself. Like, huh? Like, what I done did? So they tell me, I'm like, okay. Well, she done told everybody already. I'm just not getting to school. How do they already know? So after the first hour, I come out of class, somebody else say it. I'm like, whoa, okay. Okay. But, yeah, that's how that happened, y'all. My first body was... It was not bussin'. But, I redeemed myself. I did redeem myself. Thank you. Round of applause. I did redeem myself. But, yeah, y'all, this is the end of that story time. My bad for, I need a more of a, story time, a more funny one or something. But yeah, I told y'all how I lost my virginity. That's how it happened. So really, it wasn't supposed to happen. It was just a bet, and I was on some chatty lame shit. And Robert took like 2 years to even give me the fucking money. Like the bet, like he been owed me. And I finally had brought it up one day. I'm with him while he got the money. I'm like, hey man, you still owe me that money from that bet. And the bet was so old, he thought I didn't forgot. I'm like, So he did give me. Took him a long ass time, but maybe it wasn't meant to be, because after that it was that. It was done. But yeah, y'all, that is the story of how I lost my virginity. Subscribe if you know, turn on post notifications to never miss an upload. Leave a like, dislike, whatever, share, send it to your family, your cousins, aunties, uncles, cats, dogs, little brothers, sisters, babies, grannies, all of it. But be safe when you do that though. I don't think you need to send this to your girlfriend, because I looking a little today. Don't send this to your female. But I'm just talking. That's the end of the story. We about to wrap it up. But be smooth.